Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Vedanta Swamin Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Vedanta Swamin Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaura Arati Nivishesha Shunya Vari Passcode Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaura Arati Nivishesha Shunya Vari Passcode Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, bolo bolo, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Nitai Sachi Sundara Chiki Jai Giriraj Kavanani Ki Jai Gaura Premanandi Hari Bol. Kiba Chayo Chayo Gaura Chande Ara Kikaso Jaya Chayo Gaura Chande Ara Kikaso Jaya Chayo Gaura Chande Ara Kikaso Kiba Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Ara Kikaso Chanamita Kavane Jagamanaloba Hey Chanamita Kavane Jagamanaloba Chanamita Kavane Jagamanaloba Chanamita Kavane Jagamanaloba Taki Ame Kadhadhara Rakhe Ame Kadhadhara Nikhate Advaita Srinivasa Chadhadara Nikhate Advaita Srinivasa Chadhadara Nikhate Advaita Srinivasa Chadhadara Nikhate Advaita Vasa Chantarara Vashi Yache Gaura Chanam Radha Simhasane Vashi Yache Gaura Chanam Radha Simhasane Vashi Vashi Yache Gaura Chanam Radha Simhasane Arati Korena Brahma Ati Devagane Arati Korena Brahma Ati Arati Korena Brahma Ati Devagane Arati Korena Brahma Ati Devagane Narari Adi Kori Chamarajula Narari Adikori Chamara Adulaya Narari Adikori Chamara Adulaya Narari Adikori Chamara Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Ghosh Atigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Ghosh Atigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Ghosh Atigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Goshatigaya Shankara Vachegan Tapache Pache Karatana Shankara Pache Pache Karatana Shankara Pache Kanta Pache Pache Karatana Shankara Pache Pache Karatala Madhura Vedanga Pache Paramarasala Madhura Vedanga Pache Paramarasala Madhura Midanga Bhaje Paramarasala Madhura Midanga Bhaje Paramarasala Bolo Shanka Bhaje Kanja Bhaje Madhura Pura Pache, Shanka Pache, Kanja Pache, Madhura Pache, Shanka Pache, Kanta Bhaje, Madhur Madhura Madhura Bhaje, Shanka Bhaje, Kanta Bhaje, Madhur Madhura Madhura Bhaje, Madhura 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 Bhaje, Madhura 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 Bhaje, Madhura 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 Bhaje, Madhura 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 Bhaje, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. Krishna, you can do it, said. We need the kartals. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura, Hari Bol. Bahu Koti Chandra Chini Vatana Ujvala, 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 Galateshe Vanamala, Kore Jalamala, Galateshe Vanamala, Kore Jalamala, Galateshe Vanamala, Kore Jalamala, Galateshe Vanamala, Kore Jalamala, Hibachayo, Jaya, Gaura Chandre, Radha Shobha, Chayo, Jaya, Gaura Chandre, Radha Shobha, Chana Vitata Vani, Jagamanalupa, Chana Vitata Vani, Jagamanalupa, Chana Vitata Vani, Jagamanalupa, Chana Vitata Vani, Jagamanalupa, Shiva Shukanarata, Reme Katagata, Shiva Shukanarata, Reme Katagata, Bhakati Vinodane, Gaura Sampada, Bhakati Vinodane, Gaura Sampada, Gaurange Arati Champa, Shaka Janamana Lopa, Gaurange Arati Champa, Shaka Janamana Lopa, Gaurange Arati Gaura Arati Japa Jaga Janamana Lopa Jaga Janamana Lopa Jaga Janamana Lopa Haribo Gaura Haribo Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Gaura Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Jai Shri Shri Nitai Sachi Sundar Ji ki Jai Giriraj Govardhani ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parvacharya Shatarashada Shri Śrīmad Aisi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parvacharya Shatarashada Shri Śrīmad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai Prem Se Kosha Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopina Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Shri Giri Govardhan ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki Jai Ganga Maya Munamai ki Jai Tulasi Devi Tulasi Maharani ki Jai Samaveda Bhaktarinda ki Jai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Who will do us Nrisimha prayers? Anyone on Zoom?
Namaste Nrisimhaya
Namaste Nrisimhaya Prahlada Lada Daini Prahlada
Daini
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha
Shilatanko Nakhalai
Shilatanko Nakhalai
Ito Nrisimha Parato Nrisimha
Nrisimha Parato Nrisimha
Yato Yato Yami Tato Nrisimha Dohir Nrisimha Hridaye Nrisimha Nrisimha Madhin Sharanang Prapade Nrisimha Madhin
Sharanam Prapade
Tabkar Kamalvare Nakha Madhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tano Bhringam Keshavadhita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami Jai Jagadisha Hare
Avakara Kamalavana Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Danu Bhringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami. Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami. Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Jaya Nrisimha Dev Jaya Nrisimha Dev Nrisimha Dev Jaya Nrisimha Dev Jaya Nrisimha Dev Jaya Nrisimha Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Sitanath Premanande Hari Hari Bol
जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय.
Hey, thank you very much. Beautiful Nrisimha Day prayers. Nrisimha Arati, thank you very much. Can you remember Rituan Prabhuji and Amrita Radha Mataji? Next time you sing anything, Hare Krishna, Nrisimha prayers or whatever, always chant it twice each line. Because we muting our microphone here and we chanting along with you the second time. So if you miss the second time, then we are getting confused. Yeah. So always twice each line. That would be nice.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu. Sorry, Hare Krishna.
Okay, again, welcome everyone. Jayanti Bai, Rituan Prabhuji, and Amrita Radha Mataji, and Tunga Vidya Sundari Mataji. You wouldn't believe it. Tunga Vidya Mataji wanted to come today, but there was a bus at 5 something, but there was no return bus at all. I don't know if that is every Saturday or because of strikes or this or that. Yes, from Lincoln to Leicester. It's a long journey. But the thought counts. You wanted to come today, and we are very much pleased and obliged and very, very nice. Thank you for that. The thought counts. But maybe next Saturday it will work out somehow or other. We would like to meet you here, all the devotees. Hare Krishna. Okay. Jaya Radha, Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha, Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha, Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha, Madhava, Jaya Kunja Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Giridvaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jai Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jai Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Braja Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Braja Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jai Jai Gaura Nitai, Jai Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jai Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jai Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Jaya Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Jaya Nitai Sachi Sundar, Jai Giri Gopathan, Giri Gopathan, Jaya Giri Gopathan, Giri Gopathan, Jai Giri Gopathan, Giri Gopathan, Jai Giri Gopathan, Jaya Giri, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for that beautiful Kirtan, beautiful Katals, beautiful Midangam, wonderful, blissful Gaura Arati. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. And Mridangam playing. Yes. You can improve, of course, but I mean, it's nice. It makes a difference. Hare Krishna. So, tonight we have a very nice class of Srila Prabhupada on a very important verse. That is a class from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 3rd canto, 25th verse, 25th chapter, 18th verse. It was given in Mumbai, 1974, in November. So, and we have the audio as well. Just going to look at the audio. We share the screen in a second.
In that position of self-realization, by a practice of knowledge and renunciation in devotional service, one sees everything in the right perspective. He becomes indifferent to material existence, and material influence acts less powerfully upon him.
Jnana vairagya juktina bhakti juktina cha atmana paripashyati udasinam prakritim cha hatojasam. The conditioned state of life means influence of material nature. When we are very much influenced by the material nature, we have already discussed, guna, karanam guna sangas. Material nature means the three gunas, three material qualities: ignorance, passion, and goodness. Goodness is better than the other two qualities, ignorance and passion. But mostly, especially in this age, they are conducted or influenced by the modes of ignorance and passion. People do not know what is the aim of life. Just like they are called Sudras. Sudras means they do not know what is the aim of life. Just like animal. Animal does not know what is the aim of life. That is ignorance. And passion is power, creative power, or working for sense gratification. That is called passion. And goodness means knowledge. One can see what is what. We have discussed in the last verse how one becomes liberated. Tada purusa atmanam kevalam prakriti param nirantaram sanga jyoti animanam akhanditam. Anu. We are minute particle of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mamaivangsha jiva bhuta. We are not Krishna, but Krishna's part, minute part. That minute part also we have discussed. 1/10,000 part of the upper portion of the hair. Kesagra satabhagasya satatha kalpitasya. So when we realize this, that I am not God, but I am godly. I have got the quality of God. I have given the example also, just like the sea and the drop of water of the sea. So chemically, the drop of water of the sea is the same quality. There is no change of taste or other chemical composition. Similarly, we should understand fully that we are simply qualitatively one with God, But quantitatively, God is great and we are very minute part. This is self-realization. Therefore, part and parcel, mamaivangsha jiva bhuta, the all living entities, Krishna says, they are my part and parcel. The part and parcel, we have several times explained, just like in my body there are different parts, but the business of the part is to satisfy the central point stomach. The leg is working, the hand is working, the eyes, the ears, everyone is working. Why working? To satisfy the stomach. In Hindi there is a pet caste. So similarly, we should work for Krishna. Because we are part and parcel of Krishna, therefore we should work for Krishna. I can repeat the same story again. Udarendriyana, the indriyas, the different parts of the body, because they are working hard, and the stomach within the abdomen, he is simply eating. So they went on strike. We shall no more work. This part is only simply, this man is simply eating, and we shall not work. They stopped work. The indriyas, they stopped work. Gradually they became weak. So when next meeting they saw that we have become weak, therefore again decided that let us supply food to the stomach. This is sense. So these godless societies, this rascal society, which has forgotten that we have to serve Krishna, that is called dharmasya glani. When the society forgets Krishna and stops Krishna's service, that is called dharmasya glani. Real dharma means the characteristic. Dharma does not mean some rules and regulations. So, just like sugar, the characteristic of sugar is to become sweet. The characteristic of chili means to become hot. If sugar becomes hot and chili becomes sweet, then nobody cares for it. Similarly, our characteristic is to serve Krishna. And when we serve anything other than Krishna, that is our disease condition of life. Just like this hand is meant for picking up something eatable and put it into the mouth. If it is unable to do it, then it is diseased. If the fingers and hand cannot pick up nice food stuff and put into the mouth, then it is diseased condition. Similarly, when we are unable to serve Krishna or we do not serve Krishna, serving we are, that is a fact. We cannot become master. Nobody, can anyone say that he is master, he is not serving anyone? Everyone is serving, that's a fact. Either you are serving your family or society or country or office or so many service. If anyone hasn't got to serve anything, then he picks up a master, a cat and dog and serves him. Because service is my nature. But we are missing where to put the service. That is Krishna. That is Krishna. So when we understand that we are missing, we are serving, but we are having no pleasure. Kamadinang kutitha na kutitha pallita dunnidis. We are serving, instead of serving Krishna, I am serving my lusty desires. Kamalobhadi. If I go to serve any office, I am not going to serve that particular person, proprietor of the office, but I require some money, therefore I am serving. So I am serving the money, not the person. Therefore it says, kama lobha, lobha. We serve. The service must be. Krishna is the master. Ekola Ishwar Krishna Arsha Bhrita. Only master is Krishna. And anyone, or demigods, or man, or animal, or trees, or anything, they are all servants. This is the position. And when one realizes this position, that I am eternal servant of Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna, my duty is to serve Krishna, then it is called self-realization. Not that aham brahmasmi, I become Bhagavan. How you can become Bhagavan? If you are Bhagavan, if you are actually the Supreme Powerful, then why you are in miserable condition under Maya? Does Bhagavan comes under Maya? No. Krishna says, Mama Maya. Maya is the maid servant of Krishna. And we are servant of Maya. So how we can become Maya? Bhagavan. This is common sense. Had I been Bhagavan, then why I become servant of Maya? Therefore, we are engaged in the service of Maya in so many phases and different names. Somebody is serving country, somebody is serving society, somebody is serving family, office, this, that, so many. This is Maya's service. Now, when you come to our senses, that I am so long I was engaged in Maya's service, now I have to engage myself in Krishna's service. That is self-realization. That is described here. Jnana vairagya jukti. Jnana vairagya. This is knowledge. That I am servant of Krishna. I am nobody's servant. This is jnana. Because I am in illusion. I am for nothing, without any benefit. I am serving so many kamadinam kutidana kutidha palita durnidesh kama lobha. I am serving this kam, lobh, moho, matsarya, but without any benefit, without any pleasure. So when we come to this stage to know, that is called jnana. And as soon as you become jnani, actually, in knowledge, then what is the next stage? Vairagya. No more I am serving anyone. I shall serve only Krishna. That's all. This is called vairagya. Jnana, vairagya. Therefore in the Bhagavad it is said, Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanancha Hitukam. If one is engaged in the service of Vasudeva, Krishna, this knowledge also comes, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mang prabhaddhati. After many, many births, if one is actually jnani, seeking after knowledge, then he comes to this conclusion. What is this? Vasudeva sarvamiti. Sa Mahatma Sudha. This is Mahatma. No, anyone who is defying Krishna and is trying to become Krishna, he is not Mahatma, he is Duratma. Mahatma means Vasudeva Sarvamiti, and knowing this, Mang Prabhaddhate. That is Mahatma. Don't mistake Mahatma. Who is Mahatma? What is the symptom of Mahatma? Mahatmanastamang partha daivi prakriti masrita bhajanti ananna manaso jnata bhutadimabhyam. He is Mahatma. You cannot manufacture Mahatma. This is the qualification of Mahatma. Vasudeva Sarvamiti, who knows that Krishna is everything. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is Mahatma. And his business is Mahatmanastamang partha daivi. He is under the Daivi Prakriti. There are two kinds of prakritis. Para prakriti and apara prakriti. Apara prakriti means this material world. And Devi prakriti is the spiritual world. So immediately, as soon as he understands this philosophy of life, that I am uselessly serving this material world or the society, friendship, country and so on, without serving Krishna, that is called jnana, knowledge. And as soon as one comes to this knowledge, that position is called Brahma Bhuta state. Brahma realization. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Na suchati na kanghati. As soon as one comes to this platform of knowledge, then he becomes Prasannatma. Oh, why I am serving this nonsense? I forgot that I am spirit, soul, minute particle of Krishna. My business is to serve Krishna. Just like I have already explained. Part and parcel means serving the whole. That is called part and parcel. Any example you can take in office, there are so many workers, but they are working for satisfaction of the whole. Similarly, the whole is Krishna. Anything, we individually or anything, they are meant for Krishna's satisfaction. Ishavāsamidam sarvam, Upanishad. Ishavāsamidam sarvam. Anyone who has understood that everything belongs to Krishna, Isha. Isha means Krishna. Isha or Ishara. There are so many Isharas or Isha. But Ishara, real Ishara is Krishna. Ishara Parama Krishna. And Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, Matta Parataram Nanna. There are many Isharas or Ishas. That is all right. But nobody is greater than me. That is Krishna. Krishna's the Bhagavan self. So this is Gyan. So as soon as one comes to this conclusion, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am Krishna's part and parcel, I have got the same quality as Krishna has got, but he is Prabhu, I am servant. He is master and I am servant. This is perfect knowledge. Then Jnana Vairagya Juktena, Bhakti Juktena. So bhakti means when one has attained real jnana. Without real jnana, nobody can become bhakta. The foolish person says that bhakti is meant for a jnani, less intelligent. No. Bhakti is meant for the most intelligent person. Because bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mang prapaddati. You become experienced, very, very experienced, after many, many years. See, it is not many, many years, but many, many births. One actually becomes jnani. And what is that jnana? Vasudeva sarvamiti. That is jnana. So long you cannot understand Krishna or Vasudeva, you should understand yourself that you are still fool. You may advertise yourself as very jnani, but you are fool. That is the Shastric conclusion. Because if you are actually jnani, then you should have surrendered to Krishna. That is also stated in another place in the book. Maya aparita jnana. Namana duskitanam mudha prapaddante naradhama. Maya aparita jnana asuri bhavamasita. Who does not surrender to Krishna, these classes are bad. What is that? Duskritim. Always acting sinful activities. Because those who are sinful, they cannot understand Krishna. Bhaunam janmanamante or jesam antagatam papam. one who is completely free from papa, he can surrender to Krishna. He can be engaged in devotional service. So, to become free from papa, sinful life, one may say then it will take many years. Because jesam antagatam papam jananam punya karmana. Unless we act piously, it is not possible to become free from impious or sinful life. But there is very simple process. What is that process? Krishna says that process. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekang saranang vraja aham tva sarva papebhva mokkhasyami. Aham tva sarva papebhva mokkhasyami. If you simply surrender to Krishna, sarva dharma, there are many dharmas or many activities or functions. Some of them are pious or some of them are impious. There are two kinds. So Krishna says you give up pious and impious both. That is sarva dharma. Because we are acting piously or impiously. So you can give up both pious activities and impious activities. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna was thinking that fighting with my brother, it is impious. So Krishna was insisting that you must fight. So how Arjuna could take impious activities? Because Krishna's service is above these pious and impious activities. That is called sarva dharman parityajya. Just like the gopis went to Krishna at midnight by simply hearing the flute of Krishna. So young girl going to Krishna at midnight, this is impious activities. According to Shastra, according to moral, it is impious activity. But because it was done for Krishna, it is understood as the most pious. Recommends. Who recommends? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That Rammakachit upasana brajavadhu varga bija kalpita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his sannyasi, was very, very strict. No woman could come near him to offer respect. He was very strict about women. And now he is saying, Ramya kachit upasana brajavadhu varga bija kalpita. What can be more wonderful process of worship that as it was conceived by the gopis, the 6 Goswamis also. Gopi bhavarasam mritardhilahari kallol maganau moho bande rupa sanatano raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopalako. So although it looks apparently that gopis went to Krishna to dance with him, that is not very moral, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that is the highest method of worshipping Krishna. So this requires jnana. Therefore, this is called transcendental knowledge. How serving Krishna one becomes transcendental to all these pious and impious activities. That requires knowledge. Mahanchabhya vicharini bhakti yogena jase sagunan samatitaitan brahma bhuyakal. Pious and impious, piety and impiety, they are within these material gunas, qualities, good and bad. And Krishna's service is transcendent, above good and bad. So that is called real knowledge, and if one is fortunate enough to understand this knowledge, then immediately he becomes detached to this material pious and impious activities. Bhakti parishanubhava virakti annatrasya. That is called vairagya. Jnana vairagya. Bhakti. Juktena. Without bhakti, there cannot be jnana and vairagya. Actually, the human life is meant for jnana and vairagya. For two things. Otherwise we remain animal. The animal cannot attain any jnana, neither animal can attain any vairagya. That is animal qualification. But a human being, he has the opportunity to come to the stage of Gyan and Vairag. Gyan means to understand that I am not this material body, I do not belong to this material body, I am spirit soul, I am part and parcel of Krishna, Krishna is the Supreme Spirit and I belong to the spiritual world. Therefore, my business is to finish this material world business and go back to home, back to God. This is the knowledge. Therefore, you have to understand Krishna. If you have to go somewhere, we must know where we are going. And because we are serving here, now another program has to be made to serve Krishna and live there in the spiritual world. So, we have to understand Krishna very nicely. And if you can understand Krishna, janma karma me dibbam, jo janati tattva. To understand Krishna in truth, that is not very easy task. That is very, very difficult task. Even the muktas cannot understand Krishna. Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid jatati siddha. Siddhi means mukti, liberation. Kaschid jatati. Who is trying for liberation? Nobody is trying. But still, there are somebodies who are trying for liberation. So, Krishna says, Jatotamapi siddhana. After being liberated, those who are trying to understand Krishna, some of them can understand Krishna in truth, tat. Therefore, you have to understand Krishna tat. What is Krishna? So if you can understand Krishna, janma karma me dibbam, Krishna says that if you can understand me, how I come here, how I come, I play the part of a human being and teach the whole world, Bhagavad Gita, what is my mission, why I come, everything, where is my residence, what is my father's name. People are searching after God, and God is canvassing. Please understand me, here I am. But people not understand. What God will help you? How can you help? He says everything. Now I come from my Vaikuntha or spiritual world. Yada jada hi dharma sagnani bhavati bharata tadatmanam srijamaham. At that time I come. And I teach. And what do I teach? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam. This is dharma. Dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranetam. Dharma means the law given by God. That is dharma. You cannot make Hindu dharma, just like you cannot make any law. This is, suppose the government is there. Now you cannot say that we Hindus, we have made this law. We Muslims, we have made this law. We Parsis, we have made this law. No. What all law is given by the government, you have to accept. Either you are Hindu, Muslim or Christian, and it doesn't matter. Therefore, dharma means to accept the law of God. Not that you manufacture something. Therefore, in the Bhagavad it is said, dharma projita koita bhatra, or cheating time of dharma is rejected, kicked out. Because real dharma is what is given by God. And what God says, sarva dharman parityajya mamekam. This is real dharma. This is the real dharma. So, we have to learn this. What Krishna says. We have to understand Krishna by tattva, by truth. Then we become liberated. That is called Gyan, Vairagya. And as soon as you become learned, scholar about Krishna, then you become immediately detached to this material world. And Jnana Vairagya Juktena, Bhakti Juktena. Then real bhakti begins. That is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Brahma bhuta prasannatma nasochati nakankhati samas sarveshu bhutesu mad bhakti labate para. Bhakti begins there where Jnana Vairagya is complete. Not that foolish person, but one can say that in your society there are not many very learned scholars. No, there are learned scholars, but even there are fools. Just like the children. A child, he also chants and dances. So, he will attain this Jnana and Vairagya. The other day I was asking the boy, he's not very learned scholar. So I asked him, what is Krishna? He immediately said, the Supreme Personality of God. That is Jnana Vairagya result. Bhaunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mang Prabhuddhati. He has already got the knowledge. What he had to learn it. After many, many births, a child, a boy has already learned it. Here is the boy. He says, the Supreme Personality of God. Then what is that? Similarly, instead of endeavoring Jnana and Vairagya artificially, you accept what Krishna says. Immediately becomes Jnani and Vairagya. Immediately. Though our Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that even a child can be on the highest position of Jnana and Vairagya. If he takes the word of Krishna by association, good association, Sangat Sanjayate Kama. So this Krishna consciousness movement is meant for giving chance to people to take the advantage of association of Jnani and Vairagya. Not fools and rascals, but Jnani and Vairagya. Jnana Vairagya Juktaya. Bhakti Juktena, Chatmana. Then what is there? Parishvasyati Udasinam Prakhiting Pratiking Cha Hataujasam. Now Prakriti has no more any influence. No more attraction for cinema. No more attraction for cigarette. You see practical. These are young men from Europe and America. Because they have taken to Krishna consciousness, they have no more any attraction for meat eating, cigarette or cinema. No. This is called Vairagya. How they attain this Vairagya? Only for this bhakti, bhakti jukti. So, the real purpose of life is to attain Jnana and Vairagya. This is meant for human life, because we are suffering in this material condition on account of ignorance, no Jnana. I am not this body, but I am thinking I am this body. I am American. I am not actually so. I am thinking I am American. I am Pakistani. I am Hindustani. I am fighting. This whole world is going on this Ajnana. Because I am not this body, but the whole world is being conducted. This Ajnana. And there is no Vairagya, very much attached. The so-called family, society, love, and everything will be finished as soon as this body is finished. No more love, no more family, no more attraction. So this is going on. Ajnana and attachment. Moho, illusion. Atak griha kshetra sutartha vittai janasya mohoyam ahangamameti. So this ahangamameti, this is Ajnana. So when one is jnani, then this influence of material nature, ahangamameti, will be reduced to nil. That is it is said. Prakriting cha hatojasa. Now no more prakriti can disillusion me. That I am this body and in bodily relation everything is mine. This ajnana, ignorance, is immediately mitigated and he becomes free. Brahma bhuta prasannatma. I do not belong to all these things, why am I falsely inclined to all these things? So it will come. How? This bhakti juktena. If you take to bhakti yogam, these things are told. Vasudevi bhagavati bhakti yoga prayajata janayati yasu vairagyam jnanancha ahita. How he becomes so powerful jnani, it is very difficult to understand. How a small boy, and he is saying Krishna, the Supreme Personality. Not only he, even a small child. There is another small child, only 5 years old. He goes to preach. You know what is Krishna? And somebody says, no, I do not. The Supreme Personality of God. Anyway, she has learned. That is Gyan. But that is the fact. I may not know to analyze what is fire. But my father has said this is fire, don't touch it, it will burn. So that's all right, he may be child, but he has got the real knowledge. Similarly, by hearing process, Sauta Parampara, Evam Parampara Pratam Rajarsayavit. If you go to the process of disciplic succession, hearing from the authorities, you may be fool, I may be fool, but because I am hearing from the authority, my knowledge is perfect. My knowledge is perfect. Just like I may be imperfect. I don't say that I am perfect, but I am speaking to the whole world. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. The same thing, as the child says or the boy says, I am also saying the same thing. But it is becoming effective, because this is the fact. This is the fact. I don't make any miracles or create any gold or this or that. No, these boys and girls, they are captivated to me not by miracles, but by chanting Hare Krishna. Because this is the fact. So, Krishna consciousness is not very difficult thing. You try to understand Krishna, janma karma me dibbam, jo janati tattata, takta dehang punarjanma naiti. This will be the effect. If you simply try to understand Krishna by this Krishna consciousness movement, you can understand by chanting only Hare Krishna mantra. But if you think yourself that you are very learned scholar, scientist and philosopher, we have got dozens of books like this you can read. And try to understand Krishna. Simply by understanding Krishna, you will be successful in your life. Thank you very much.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Any questions? Comments? There were a few nice points. Remember any? I mean, really kind of significant points. Let me just pick up something. Give up pious and impious. Most people don't understand that. If you tell them, give up impious, okay, they may agree to that. Just about. Nowadays people, they don't care, impious or what pious. They're completely detached, they're completely attached to the lost city science. But generally any kind of a moral person, you tell them, give up your pious deeds and your impious deeds. They will not get it, they will not understand. Because the transcendental position is beyond pious and impious. Any thoughts on that, Ben?
I mean, just that it's I mean, to engage in devotional service means to be free from karma, to be engaged in bhakti. We have to be, in a sense, on the transcendental platform, so on a spiritual platform. So on the spiritual platform, there's no karma. So when we're not performing karma, we're not accruing any pious or impious activities. We're just performing activity on the in a pure way. That's not incurring any kind of karma, impious, pious. So that's the platform of devotional service. So,
any examples of shastric examples of devotees, even devotees, so to speak, are attached to pious activities. And there's quite a few examples.
Yeah.
Maharaj, who Ambarish, no Ambarish, who had this son, Narayana. I don't know.
I think that's the story of Ajamil, isn't it?
Oh, Arjun.
Ajamil.
Yeah, so what about pious, impious?
Well, he was, I mean, the story is that, I mean, he was a Brahmin in his early life, but he ended up kind of falling down from his position. So he started to engage in sinful activity, like impious activity. And he forgot about the God of life and spiritual life. And, you know, in his life he got married, and then he had a child, and he named his child Narayan. And although in his life he'd forgotten everything about the spiritual life, he did actually, when he was about to leave his body, he was about to depart from the material world, he cried out his name, his son's name, Narayan, right at the very last moment. And by crying out the name of his son, Narayan, the story goes on further, doesn't it? Because the Yamadutas, they came for him, and they wanted to take him to the abode of Yamraj. But because he chanted the name of Narayan, the Vishnu Dutas turned up and said, "No, you can't take this soul. He's chanted the holy name of the Lord at the time of death, so he's coming with us." So that was the story, but it was like a representation as well of the power of the holy name of the Lord. The Lord promising as well, whatever we remember at the time of death.
Okay, thank you. Yes, of course, that is showing us a transcendental position beyond pious and impious. But what I'm thinking of, who was very attached to pious activities, Yudhishthira Maharaja, right? Yudhishthira was very much attached to be always truthful. And when we know also the story, when Krishna asked him, say, Ashwatham is dead. Ashwatham, the son of Dronacharya, he said, I cannot say that. I've never spoken a lie. So here Krishna right in front of him. Tell him, say a lie. That is the highest piety. But generally for people that is difficult to understand. If you don't accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God, it is impossible to understand. Impossible. So many other examples. Like Srila Prabhupada in the class he gave, the gopis going in the forest at night alone to Krishna, that appears to be an impious activity, but it's not. Or Arjuna was also attached to pious activity, preserving the family tradition, not killing his relatives. These are all pious things. So Arjuna, but that gives us an example of Krishna consciousness is beyond pious and impious. Or we could say, serving Krishna, whatever he asks us to do, that is the highest piety beyond moral, mundane piety and impiety. Ben, you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say, it's the spiritual nature is above mundane morality. As Prabhupada, he made that point, you know.
Okay, what else?
I think that this point, we should really be careful of giving to the completely new persons, because understanding that the will of Krishna is the supreme morality, I think it takes some time of kind of purification. So that's why Lord Chaitanya gave us Mahamantra, and we are having Prasadam, which are purificatory process, because and then people can accept. So I just, this should be like, we should always be kind of flexible in putting knowledge, giving knowledge to certain persons. And
Okay, may I just, because nobody can hear you what you're saying, huh? Except you logging into Zoom, huh? Bhagavati Mataji, she just said that will be very difficult for people who are not on the transcendental platform, huh? And who are really, really Krishna conscious to understand that kind of concept. No?
I said no. I didn't say that.
What did you say? Come here, say it again, but say it in the microphone that people can hear you. That is very difficult to translate.
No, Hare Krishna. I just said that in my opinion, we should be quite always flexible of giving to people the knowledge about the pious and impious activities, and it's probably not the very first point we should present to people. And that's what then I said also the Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda gave us Mahamantra and Prasadam process, which is easy to distribute, and people quite often accept that. And the very, very, now, I didn't say that, but I'm saying now that according to this lecture also, Prabhupada's lecture, the very, very basic point is to teach the people, teach to people that we are not this body. This was Prabhupada doing at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita and many of, and actually this is not, even this is not very easy to understand.
No, it's not.
For not only for the people, I'm just for after some years has passed, and I was also telling that to Pandava, and sometimes we had kind of different of opinion that, of course, division of the people, materialists, and we devotees. We are all aspiring devotees, and we also had problem at the beginning with understanding many things. So this is my kind of approach. But the points of being not this body, no, I have now direct experience. I could see it with my own eyes. And when you see sorry to say, but when you see the lifeless body, you can see that this is just the body. And when I came to the room where Pandava Prabhu was laying, I was of course touched, and I was talking to him, and I was like touching his body. But then I stood up, and before we were chanting mantras, and then and I said, oh, but actually this is only the body. This is not Pandava anymore. It's just, anyway, so.
Thank you very much. Yes, these deep realizations.
It's a very powerful realization.
These are deep, deep realizations. Rituan, any comments or questions?
Yeah, Prabhu Hare Krishna. I have a question. Like in this purport also, as well as in many other purports of Srila Prabhupada, I noticed one thing. Like Prabhupada is saying that whenever we take to Krishna consciousness, immediately, like he was mentioning, as immediately, like two to three times, immediately Gyan and Vairagya comes. Yeah, but like personal experience is like immediately it's not coming. That's the thing. Even I mean, other devotees say that's a gradual process, but Prabhupada sometimes mentions this word immediately, stresses upon this word immediately. So how can we, understand that?
Well, there was one boy. He asked Srila Prabhupada, how long does it take to become fully Krishna conscious? Huh? And Srila Prabhupada, I mean, the boy was kind of insinuating maybe 5 years, maybe 1 year to become fully Krishna. Prabhupada, what did he say? 1 minute. He said 1 minute. So it takes 1 minute to realize something. Like even in mundane realization, you realize something. Okay, there is a wall, and a high wall, and you cannot look over the wall because the wall is very high. And you take a ladder, you put it on the wall, and you look over the wall. Immediately you see what's going on there. Immediately. And you cannot forget, right? When we know something, we cannot unknow it again. It's not possible. It can be covered in some ways. Therefore, why does it seem, or it seems to take a long time? Because we engaging in activities which covers us again. We're getting uncovered immediately. We're looking over the wall, immediately we see something. But then that knowledge can get covered again. And then it appears like it takes a long time. Because due to our attachment and that cover, Maya is a very, very tricky. Maya has a covering potency, and the illusory potency and the covering potency. She covers us. She covers our real knowledge. But our real knowledge is there. And we know that at certain points. We know who we are. We know we are not this body. As Bhagavati Mataji has said just now, when she saw Pandava there on the floor. That is not Pandava. Pandava is gone. That's a body. So we know, in certain circumstances, we know exactly what is what. But then we forget again. It gets covered over our knowledge. Due to being engaged in material activities, we can forget again, as we can remember. Srila Prabhupada said 1 minute. We can remember Krishna immediately. We know what is what. We know who is Krishna, who are we, what we're supposed to do, and that can be forgotten again. Therefore, it is so important we engaging in purification in this chanting process that will purify, that will remind us who we really are. If we sincerely chanting every day, 16 rounds at least, and then we're not so easily covered again. Accidentally, we may be covered, but generally, if we practicing spiritual life, we don't get covered over again. It's not possible. We're losing, like Srila Prabhupada said in the class so nicely, we're losing the taste. We're losing the taste for material activity. I cannot imagine how the taste of meat is just so long ago. The taste of intoxication is just so long ago. No attachment to it. That has gone. Attachment to country also. Attachment. Sometimes people say, you're German or whatever. I don't feel myself German at all. That has long time ago. That identity of being German, that has gone a long time ago. Long time. English, German, whichever. So these things are going away. And we're losing the taste for this. Like Srila Prabhupada said, cinema. The word is, generally don't go to the cinema. What a waste of time. Also, there are some nice, we heard the Avatar #2 would be very nice. I could be tempted of that. But with a Krishna conscious few.
We have already seen it with Pandava Prabhu, the second part of, and he wanted Hare Krishna. Yeah, so, so it's, yeah.
Okay, does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
What
Hare
about
Krishna.
Avatar? Prabhu, what were you saying? What was Bhagavati Mataji saying about the movie?
Oh, no. No, it wasn't.
Say that again.
What was Bhagavati Mataji saying about the movie, that Avatar or something? We missed that.
I said it. Have you seen it?
Avatar, the one, the cartoon one, Krishna one.
Oh, that is a different thing.
Oh, that is different. Is
No,
it?
there is a new.
Okay, no idea. Sorry.
Okay, Bhagavati wants to say something. Here you go. Yeah.
So, Gauranga Prabhu was saying that when we are practicing the process of bhakti yoga, we are losing the taste of, like Prabhupada said, cinemas or something. But I am just a simple woman, and I would like to say that if we, at our stage, if we sometimes want to see some movie, of course we should choose not complete, like not something completely like. So we shouldn't feel really bad, sorry, that we do it sometimes, yeah, and we should just continue trying our best to continue. And yeah, and I said that we have seen with Pandava the second part of Avatar, and he wanted to see it, although he said that the first part was better. So, and also this gives us the maybe second point of that we should be careful with judging, yes, because for me now, when I saw how Pandava Prabhu had left his body, it was just this particular moment chosen by Krishna, and it was auspicious moment. So I think that Krishna is taking care of us, and if we have the desire to serve him, but sometimes we still have some attachments in the heart, or some. Krishna is helping us to give it up. Of course, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't do any effort, and we shouldn't just, okay, Krishna will take care of me, so I will now do whatever I like completely, and then it's not proper attitude. But if we have this desire, but we are struggling, and Krishna is helping, like from this situation which happened to Pandava Prabhu. We were talking about him, and he was taken, and now he's in his path to, most probably, to the spiritual. But it was also, Krishna did many things by one movement, because he also took me to the, he just made, from one moment to the other, made me to think I have to now, I'm starting thinking differently, and now some things which were attractive to me even in the Saturday early morning, now I know that I have to give them up, and they are not attractive. So Krishna is very smart, And Krishna is
Krishna is
very smart.
I like that.
Yes.
The problem, may I say, the problem with movies. I think Avatar is. I saw the first part long, 20 years ago, whatever, when he came out. When he came out, a long time ago. Anyway, that is actually a quite innocent film. But not all movies are like that.
Okay, second was not the...
There are movies where people smoke, drink. Most movies drink, have illicit sexual connections, and like that. So this, we are devotees. We say, okay, I don't smoke, I don't drink, but we're watching other people doing that thing. That's almost the same thing, right? That's hypocritical. If we're watching these kind of movies, and devotees do sometimes, then we trying to keep the principles, but we watching other people breaking the principles. That's hypocritical. So these movies are certainly out of question, and there's a whole lot of movies. Where you find any movies with people not drinking, not smoking, not having illicit sexual connections? Where do you find that? Hardly any. Right? Am I right or wrong? Yes. Of course we can. There are other movies. Christmas Carol, or this or that. Yes. Okay. So anything else? Anything else? Rituan? Amrita Rate? Ben, anything else?
I found it interesting too. Well, just a quick point.
Come close, come close.
Prabhupada, like, he defined this, self-realization, in terms of, Krishna. Well, he said that we are qualitatively the same or one with Krishna. And that we are small, but Krishna is very big. And then he made the point. He said, and this is self-realization. When we understand this, that's self-realization. I just thought it was a really good point.
Well, because what you just said, that makes us clear what is our position, right? Because most people are not in that position. They think there's a controller, there's an enjoyer, there are so many things. So once we understand we are qualitatively one with Krishna, we are small and he is infinite bigger. So immediately our position is clear. The small serves the big. Full stop. That's it. Nothing more than that. We are meant for serving Krishna. That's all. And Prabhupada gave so many nice examples. Serving the dog, serving that at the country, and so on.
Would you say that you have to get a more nuanced, understanding of Krishna? To really know him and to understand.
Well,
it's all right just to say that point about, we're small and he's very big, but that might not attract you to him, or you might not feel inclined to want to offer him any service, you know what I mean? Because you don't really know about the character of Krishna. What is he like? What's attractive to us? How do we develop that that mood to want to serve? So.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
We cannot just serve.
Nobody can hear you.
No, it is not possible to serve somebody for a long time just only out of the duty. Must be some even in material situations, like mother serves the children because she loves them, because she feels that they are part of her body and her energy, and they just a natural attraction.
Not duty.
Yes.
Mother doesn't do out of duty. She does out of love.
Yeah, but there are also husband and wife relationship, friends. For instance, if we like somebody, we want to do something for them. If we don't, why bother? So this is a very good point. Because the Polish devotees are now preparing for tomorrow. This will be in Warsaw. The whole program, temple program, will be dedicated to Pandava Prabhu. It will also include the fire yagya, Agnihotra. But the one of Pandava's god sisters, also a friend of mine, she was asking what are the favorite quotations or verses of Pandava. So I remembered at first. Today I reminded myself more, but that there's Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila chapter, I think 4, and the verse is 17 and 19, I think. I'm not sure about the chapter now. But the verse is something like Krishna himself is saying that all of this service done out of duty, out of awe and reverence, it is not attractive to me. Krishna is not attracted to this type of, so it must be feeling must be, bhakti is a feeling. So this, I found this verse yesterday, but now I'm not sure about the chapter, but we can check. I would say Adi 4:17, Adi 1.
Is there a conversation going on between Radha and Radha?
This I don't remember, sorry. But I remember also the Pandava Prabhu liked this famous conversation of Srimati Radharani and the bee, and also the chapter like Madhava is coming to get Krishna, to take Krishna's up. These verses. So.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, here is Tunga Vidya Mataji is back here. We're just finishing now.
Oh my goodness. The whole feast.
We are finishing now. Yes, duty is not bad. That is a forerunner of love. Okay, here we stop. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Shushila Ben, Hare Krishna Jayanti Bai, Amrita Radhimada Chirituan, Tunga Vidya Sundari Ki Jai. Say something, Tunga Vidya. Say something. Are you trying to come next week?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
of course.
Okay. Ravi was saying, you, both of you, wanted some spiritual guidance. There is plenty of spiritual guidance available here. So you come to the Zoom, come on Wednesday. It's very nice Bhagavad Gita discourse. And come on Saturday. And I'm sure we will see you live here one day.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, here we stop. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jaya Vidya Chodendya Taika Jiva Fele Vishaya Sagare.